What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host right here,
What's up? It's D.
live and in person. Yeah, sorry for the weird setup. I am visiting him right now, so we're both on camera at the same time. Happy Halloween weekend. Let's try to start the weekend off great with some winning picks for the 49ers game. What's the spread at right now? What are the odds? What do you got so far?
Yeah, so we got a big matchup. 49ers going down to Los Angeles. They're taking on the Rams. What seems like a put your nuts on the table game. Surprisingly, this opened at a pick 'em. So right now it's even money on the Rams and 49ers to win. The over is 42. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, when we started doing this pick of the week, I did say in the beginning, like, we didn't have to pick the 49ers to win every week. We could choose different props, even the opposing team to win. And we won 4 weeks in a row already. So we're going for a big number 5 here. But if there was a week, in my opinion, to choose against the Niners, like the Rams look like they have some pretty good odds right here in a pick 'em.
I would actually agree with that. I would say the smart money would be on the Rams, especially when you dig into some of these props. The alternate line is the Rams actually are the underdog at a +1. So it's like, okay, well, with all these injuries adding up for the 49ers, with just key players being out and the 49ers not really getting into a rhythm as far as the last few weeks, feels like that might be where the smart money is. But I really like the over in this game. I think 42 is very doable for both squads that, let's just go ahead and say it, both defenses are a little depleted and they're kind of on their last legs here.
Yeah, like I just feel like the Rams have a great shot of winning this game because the 49ers defense is completely banged up. Debo's going to be out this game. Yeah, McCaffrey's going to be in there, but it is like his first like real game with the 49ers, so we can't like completely rely on him, even though I'm sure Shanahan's going to do his best to do that. And then you never know with Jimmy and Kyle, like the consistency thing. And the Rams are pissed off, man. Like they know the 49ers have been beating them and shit talking them. And this just feels to me like a kind of turning point in the rivalry where they're like, oh, now we're going to beat you because you're so depleted on defense and we're going to rub it in your face. And I just don't feel comfortable putting my money on the Niners to win. But that being said, the Niners have been putting up like some 20 points. Their opponents have been putting up even more. So the over is definitely looking pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely think the over's in play. I'm a little bit more optimistic about Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Want to dig into the over under and the props. So Jimmy Garoppolo over under is 235 and a half yards. I don't necessarily trust it, especially with Deebo Samuel out. He's really going to have to rely on targets such as Brandon Ayuk. Danny Gray is going to get some play. And obviously George Kittle. They're going to mix in the run game with Christian McCaffrey and Jeff Wilson Jr. As far as getting the backs involved in this, but no Kyle Juszczyk obviously does hurt.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of juicy to think about hitting the under for that just because Debo's out, and then underrated Juwan Jennings is out also, who is like a target that Jimmy really likes. And then you see these other guys like Ray and Danny Gray have struggled in the passing game, and they just haven't looked the best. So if the Rams can key in on Brandon Ayuk, they could really shut this down. I mean, Kittle went off last week, but that was like the first time this season that they've even looked at Kittle as a receiving option. So does he fall back down to earth? They continue to rely on him? I don't know.
All right. And digging into the rushing over unders, Christian McCaffrey. I have this one circled. I think Christian McCaffrey, the over under is 62 and a half yards. I'm going to go ahead and smash that over. It's at a -113. I like that. I think this is a for sure thing. Considering last week he had 8 attempts and had almost 40 yards, I think he's going to smash this as far as the yards.
McCaffrey is the game plan this week. Like, just like we were saying before, how if the 49ers want to win, Debo needs to be the one to carry the offense. McCaffrey now is that guy. He needs to be the one to carry this offense, and everything's going to run through him.
Yep, exactly. And so kind of digging into receiving yards, again, I don't really feel comfortable with any of the like 49ers receivers because it's going to be hit and miss as far as can Jimmy get the ball out to them. Brandon Ayuk is the over under is 58.5. Christian McCaffrey, again, a little bit tasty. It's 35.5. George Kittle, 52.5. So I know one of the receivers is going to need to step up and make up for the yardage that Deebo Samuel is going to be lacking, but I just don't know which 49er it's going to be. Moving forward to the Rams receivers, Cooper Kupp, ridiculous, a 92.5 yards, just like we said in the last Rams game. I just don't feel comfortable with that big of an over-under because even if he goes, 10 for 83, that's still a sizable game for Cooper Kupp, but it's not getting us the money. So I don't know about any of these receivers. How about you?
No, yeah. Now that our workhorse Juwan Jennings is out this game with the over 15 and 16 and a half, it's really, really tough to decipher these other receivers, and especially with the injury to Deebo. So let's look onto the defense.
Yeah, so I think the defense, I don't know. I think there's a lot of tasty odds here. One that really pops out to me is the over under on tackles for Jalen Ramsey is only 3.5. We know that the 49ers are going to look to run. Jalen Ramsey is a guy who's not afraid of contact, who's always there up at the line, as far as one of the best tackling corners in the league. So I feel good about him hitting that over. Same thing, Nick Bosa has an over-under of 2.5 tackles. I think that's money. And obviously they do as well because it's a minus 145. I think it's a given he's going to hit that over. And another guy I feel pretty good about is actually Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward was playing the nickel corner spot. His over-under is 4.5 for tackles. I think that is a pretty good over as well.
Yeah, I mean, just to agree with your point, Jalen Ramsey over 3.5 for plus 125. I think that's great value. Nick Bosa is going to hit 3 tackles. I think that's a pretty solid given. And then Ufunga over 4.5. Like, this guy's all over the field. 5 tackles is nothing for this guy.
Yep. Moving down to the sacks, over half a sack for each of these guys, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Nick Bosa. I think you could pick any one of these 3 and feel pretty good about your pick, just considering the way the offensive line for the 49ers has played and the way Nick Bosa has been playing. But besides that injury game, I think that any one of these guys could have a sack and you'd feel pretty good about putting your money on it.
Yeah, one thing to look out, Leonard Floyd over half a sack, plus 160. Pretty good value there.
Value.
If he lines up over McGlinchey, then cash that check.
All right. And the next one, this is going to be the money one. So touchdowns. I think Christian McCaffrey scores at least 1 touchdown for that. That is minus 112. I think it's a given this game. I feel like Kyle Shanahan is really going to ride Christian McCaffrey. You're going to see all the picks that we put forward, all this time and energy that we're going to spend in this game plan. He did what he did last week off of 2 days within the franchise. Now he has a full week of practice to get acclimated with Kyle Shanahan. I think he's going to force feed him in the red zone and get him a touchdown.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, this is a game where Kyle Shanahan's going to force feed McCaffrey. He wants to showcase him and prove that he made the right choice. So 1 touchdown, I think we can almost guarantee that, especially last week he got flack for not using him in the red zone. And then as far as the other guys, like Allen Robinson has a good plus for right there, but is he going to get used at all? Kittle, I think it was plus 173 around there. And I just don't know if he's going to come back down to earth and get used as much as he was against the Chiefs. So McCaffrey, I think, is a safe bet.
All right. And again, we're going on 4 weeks in a row where we've won our bet. So go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're going to be making picks every single week moving forward. We also have our podcast as well, which is streaming on all platforms. So we really appreciate you rocking with us. But the diamond pick of the week this week, Christian McCaffrey, at least 1 touchdown. That's the pick. We're going to go ahead and put 50 on it. We're also going to put another 50 on the 49ers over 42. The 49ers Rams over 42. So that's your diamond pick of the week. Andrew, what do you think? How do you feel about that?
I feel so good. We're doubling down because we're on a roll right now. So we just want to like keep that momentum going, and we're gonna make some money. We hope you make some money with these picks, and even if you don't go with the picks we decided, hopefully we shed some light on some better picks that you feel comfortable with. But I think we're good here. I think McCaffrey, I think he's gonna run up that score. We're gonna run up the checks, and yeah, let's make some money.
All right. Take it easy.
Happy Halloween.